Thank you for the opportunity. We're talking about how we want to demystify global trade. Most people think that the trade is one where information is well connected. But the truth of the matter is that it is really not what we see. Things are actually quite different from what we think it is. Most people don't know where the things are formed, and most people don't really know where they got their things, all right? So trust has been built quite artificially. The reality of the global food trade looks more like this. It is very much fragmented, it is very much disconnected, and definitely not very digital. So it's probably one of the lowest of the bastions in terms of the industry size. So what this has actually resulted in is a situation where we see trade disputes, global food waste, and all this financial access. These are the trade implications and the reductions of the problem that we are facing. It's because we do not operate in a world where we see data. And when we talk about food waste, it is not just food waste at the front, at the supermarket, or at the food services. Actually, it goes back to the farm. So this is a much bigger problem that we need to tackle. And the reason is because we do not have the ability to see the digital ability of the problem. Well, the market and the trade opportunity, as you would think, it's just the fruit and vegetable alone is a $2 trillion market. The next market that we're really more focused on is like blockchain in agriculture, as well as AgTech as a service is growing phenomenally. I think everyone in this trade understands that there is a need for data and a need for digitization. Now, how do you talk about digitization if you don't really know how to get it on? And this is almost like saying, don't talk about Spotify when you can't convert the tapes and veneer records, all right? So this is what we did. We started out from the ground up. We actually went to the pack houses and we built everything from the ground up, getting the labels into the cartons. And this device that you see is built from the ground up, an IoT, very much inspired by our own ERP system. So we are digitizing every single carton box and every batch of fruits. So if you look on the left, this will show you how the fruits get the labels on, which is basically a labeling machine. And on the right, you will see one of the biggest avocado factories in the world getting each box photographed and each sensor is picking up the data and associating that data to the purchase order. All right, so we're tracking all this. Now, the question people ask is why would they do that? It's because most of the time after they leave the farm or when they leave the pack houses, nobody sees what happens in the information. And this is where DiMuto has actually created this. We allow them to see what goes on after it leaves the farm. If you look at this, walking the walk, farmer on the left, all the way to the pallet, going to the carton, carton to the pallet, pallet to the container, container to the purchase order, and then it goes all the way to the consumer, right? So this to us is key. We need to close the loop in the system with the data that we have. Now, what will you see on the platform? The one on the left gives you a timeline. It shows you every one of the documents, phyto certification, health certification, BL, all put in on a blockchain. The one in the middle and on the right will be the packing list. Now you can see every picture of every carton box if there is a problem as it goes down the supply chain. For the consumer, you get to see the farm information and a feedback loop to basically tell people what this is all about. Now, we've done this in the past 6 months, and this is how we've implemented this around the world. 9 customers with 10 coming up. The red ones are the one coming up, and we have about 35. This is basically the viral effect that we hope to achieve. This can't be done without a team that is specially selected. My team that has come with me, hand-chosen to basically put this with almost 10,000 hours spent on tech development and implementing it. We have the right advisors, notables to be CEO of Dole Asia, James. He did a 1.6 billion in business. Then to scale this up, of course, we have our partners. And this is by trade for trade. And all these people from Australia, New Zealand are people who are owners, farmers, who understand our business and applying the right tech for the trade. And this will be the GMV that we want. So help me change the world one carton at a time.